Hey everybody, I'm at the bank. I'm just leaving the bank right now, and hopefully I don't back into anybody walking. So today's an interesting day. One, there's a storm at my house, and everything outside where I need to work is wet, including the differential, which I don't really mind getting electrocuted, but I think my wife would be upset if I did. And I had to come down here and do a bunch of like banking type stuff, setting up the business, which, if you guys have a business, you know what that's like. So I'm in a holding pattern. I'm waiting. I'm not going to be able to go home. I got banished because my wife works from home remotely. She works remotely for a construction company. She's what is she? She's not an engineer. What is she now? She's a project manager or something like that. Some senior something. She bosses people around and tells them what to do. Well, I mean, she can't do it at home, so she got to do it somewhere, right? No, she's definitely a checks and balances type person. She is a Excel spread. She'd rather deal with Excel spreadsheets and making contracts and forcing people to stick to stuff like that and policing stuff in her company than she would rather than to deal with actual like people. She's kind of shy, but she's super type A, and you know, it's it's a good. She's one of the smartest people I've ever met in my life. She's so smart. Like it's intimidating sometimes, because I'm not, and she is. But anyway, I got banished. There's thunder and lightning going on up at the house, which is pretty rare here in Maui for us to have a tropical storm with thunder. But we live up high enough, so there's cold fronts and all that stuff. So clap, 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 boom, thunder. Puppy's upset. So they're in the office. Molly's on her big pink bed. She has her toys. She's shaking. She's curled up against, her mom's leg, and she's kind of like, being comforted. And I can't make noise because my wife's got meetings all day. Today, especially. She was off island yesterday. She's home. So she's got meetings to do. And I can hear her in there, and I know if I go outside and start making all these noises, it'll be really bad for her. So I left. Yes, I went surfing this morning. That was part of it. But I had to go again. So came down to the bank to get that stuff taken care of. So I want to go home and work on the car, but I'm not going to be able to. Not till late this evening when she's done with all of her meetings, and I don't like to interrupt her because, she works really hard. So today is going to be an impromptu story time, which is a story time before actual story time. But today's story time, since I'm going to go see Jose, I'm just thinking about Jose and my buddy Jay. And so this story has to do with Jay. Did I ever tell you about the time we tried to run nitrous? I don't think I did. So let me set this up. Jose built this, I think it was like an 81 or 2 or something, Datsun King Cab pickup. I think it was a long bed. Maybe not. Datsun King Cab truck. Tubbed. With the fuel tank that matched the steel wheel tubs was in between the tank. So went straight across. The wheel tubs went across the bed and the tank was in the middle. Great weight over the rear end kind of a stuff. It was a ladder bar setup, coilovers, panhard was pretty cool. Had the stock Datsun front end under it, 5-lug, Ford 9-inch. I don't remember what gears he was running, setups, but he was always running a small block Chevy. And various different versions of it, and it was white with like ZZ Top kind of stripes on it. There was like a dark purple metallic with like some checkerboardy stuff, and it was kind of cool little truck. It was really neat. And inside was like Recaro seats, and it was a race car on the street, just a full-on hot rod on the street. It was super fun. Anyway, he got this crazy idea to run nitrous, and I'd never run nitrous. I was like 18 or 19. I think I was 19 or something, and he was 22, 23 maybe. He wasn't much older. Well, he's going to be 50 so this year, and I'll be 47 this year, so he's got me by 3 years. 3 years and a couple of months. So Yeah, so if I was 20 or 21, he would have been 24. Yeah, 23 or 24. So that's what I'm thinking. It was about that time. I think I was like, I wasn't married yet. No, I wasn't married yet. So it was, I think I was 20, 21, 22. Anyway, he's got this truck. He decides we're going to do nitrous. So we mount this, we make this custom fabricated mount in front of the tank, like between the cab and the fuel cells. Like, I mean, we had this thing dialed in. Like, it was beautiful. We ran the lines. It was gorgeous. Like, it was show quality done on it was way nicer than everything else that was on the truck. I mean, the truck was super nice, purpose built, but this was like, we took our time. Brand new blue bottle in there. Opened it up, sat there in the shop, revving it up. You know, and if you hold your if you leave it like idle or don't move the throttle or fluctuate the throttle, you touch the nitrous, the RPMs will raise. You don't need, because it adds fuel and stuff. As long as you don't open the throttle, nitrous is to be used wide open. So you're not adding any more oxygen than what nitrous oxide is bringing in with the extra fuel, because it creates its own oxygen. And if you do it and then nail it, that's when engines pop, because it's not regulated for that. It's set up for, you know, what the engine can handle at that point, wide open. So it doesn't matter if you wide open throttle and you haven't left the line yet and the motor hasn't picked up RPMs yet. You hit the button, wide open throttle. It's no more mechanical. It's no more a mechanical addition of fuel and air. It is by throttle modulation. You get what I'm saying? So we're in the garage, purging it that way, hitting it, making sure it's working. And yeah, it's working great. So we drive to the track, because that's what we did back then. We did not trailer anything. Full pipes, tonneau cover, hood, tunnel ram, couple of Hollies. I think it had a 383 or 388 or something hot in it this time. It was a good one of the good motors. He had one that was really fast in it, but I don't think this was this one. So we try nitrous, roll out there, drive from Caldwell to Emmett out to Firebird Raceway. Tools in the truck, unload the truck, just me and him, no chase car, no nothing. Nitrous for the first time, keep that in mind. And we're setting her up, and he purged it, and the line goes down. I walk down there with him, and I'm watching him go and line him up, and he hits that thing, and the thing dies. Fires it up in neutral, hits it. I watched him fire it up and die 3 or 4 times going down the track, cuts a 13 flat. 13 seconds flat. Dying, rolling in neutral, firing it back up, running it, hit the button, die, neutral, fire. I mean, we're talking 13 seconds flat. That's how fast this truck was, and this is a street car. I think it went like 70 miles an hour or 75 miles an hour, but it was 13 seconds flat, dying. We get back to the pits and purge it again, and I'm checking the jets and everything and making sure electric's working, and we hit it again. He does like 4 passes like that. I mean, they were super consistent. I mean, full on, and he waits till he's like into second gear, and he touches it again, and it dies, and he throw it in neutral and fire back up and hit it again, back in third. And that time he goes like, you know, 1250s or something at like 100. You know, I mean, it was, he's getting real consistent with it, because this truck would run like high 11s. On just the motor. And so we're trying to get in, you know, as a daily drivable street truck. It was tubbed, but, you know, we're trying to get this thing going. So I think we make like 4 passes like that. And guys are coming over to help us. Like across the pits, we had all our buddies out there, and these guys from Oregon had this Mustang. It was like a green 69 Mustang fastback. And these guys, they had like a small block Ford in it, and they were running nitrous, and I think they were hitting, like, they were in our class. So I forget what he was running. I think we dialed like the 1050s or 1060s or something, whatever we figured we'd be in, whatever class we're in with them. I think it was Sportsman Pro, or I don't remember what it was. It was a street class. So we end up running that truck. They come over, they're trying to help us, and they give us another bottle, and we're trying different lines, and we reroute everything. And then we're out, like, we're done. We miss all the qualifying, all the testing tunes done. We're sitting there staring at it, And like we all kind of looked at each other at the same time. We all like looked around and it dawned on us. We mounted the bottle backwards. The nozzle was towards the rear of the truck with the bottle on an angle like that, and the straw runs down to the base of from the nozzle, from the valve down, it runs down to the bottom of the tank. So when you throttle it, all the nitrous goes, it's supposed to be aiming with the nozzle up towards the front. So when you throttle it, everything goes with, inertia and gravity and all that fun stuff, centrifugal force and, motion and, Newman's law, physics. It's all the nitrous, the liquid nitrous runs down and covers the end of the straw so it can suck it up and take it out. We went the other way. So you throttle it, everything went up the bottle to the end, and no nitrous was sucking in the tube. That's why it would die. Flood it. He'd throw it neutral, fire it up, clear flood, hit it, and that's what was going on. Wasn't that any nitrous, so we weren't any danger of anything. We just were choking it out. And I think we had like 250 shot plates or something on there. We were going to try and break it. We might have tried 100 shot at that time, but I think we're trying to go. Since that time, neither one of us have ever run nitrous ever. I don't think. He might have tried it again a second time, but no, I don't think he did. I think that was it. I think we just ripped it off the truck and we're done with it. I never ran it. Not in anything I owned. I never did. I just never was interested in it because I learned it kind of soured me on nitrous because at that point, I wanted to run better with some easy adaptable, chemical solution, whatever, some elements from the periodical table, from science. We wanted to science this thing. And I decided the only way to make any real horsepower is cubic inches, either displacement or supercharger or turbos. Because bottle feeding your motor was you bottle feed babies, infants. If you can't do it on the motor, naturally aspirated, you can't. It was almost like cheating to me. That's what I came to decide. That's my opinion. I don't like nitrous because it's bottle feeding. Ron Burgundy bottle fed a shark, so, I guess he's cooler than everybody. But to me, it's superchargers or turbos or naturally aspirated. Never nitrous. Not me. But I like points ignitions. I don't really like electronic stuff. Anyway, that's my story of how we did the wrong thing. We actually did we did the wrong thing, wrong way that day. I wonder what that truck's doing now. I think he sold it. Anyway, that's the story. I'll probably cut out all the minuscule crap out of this, but I sure can't wait to see him. Talk to you later.